Welcome back to Scale Out Guys Workbench. Today we're working on Christine. Yes, the 1958 Plymouth Belvedere, made famous by the movie. It's said that she has killed quite a few people. Well, let's see if we can make this a killer car. Get it all put together, make it look great. It's going to be a lot of foil work on it, as usual with the 50s and 60s cars. A lot of chrome. On the back of the box here, you can see all the parts trees. And as I showed you just a second ago, that's a little bit of history on the movie and the car. Here's some still shots of the model after it's been completed. So let's take a look at what's in the box. First up, you have the body and the partial chassis pan. This looks like it'll be pretty easy to detail and make it look good. The body, it's kind of an off-white. It's not really a white plastic. It looks pretty clean, just a little bit of stuff to clean up on it. That should paint up pretty nicely. On the first set of trees, well, we have these white wall inserts, which are, in contrast, are pretty white compared to the rest of the plastic. It makes sense, you wouldn't want yellow white walls. Anyway, you got your front suspension and hood right here. Your front and rear fascia pans and your interior parts. Your engine halves and firewall and the dashboard. Let's set that aside. The next tree, it's got a lot of little parts on it. Your front seats, rear suspension, some more engine parts and wheel backs, exhaust system, fender skirts, and your rear leaf springs, and your frame. This frame needs a little cleanup, but it's not too bad for a kid of this age. This thing's been repopped a number of times, I'm sure. Well, let's put that there. Next up is your chrome tree. That looks pretty bright. Get a little detail on that grill and that'll look fantastic. Okay, let me set this up here. Next up is your glass. And as usual, still in the bag. I won't take that out until I need it. Gives you full-length side glass, so you can fully enclose that interior. So when it's sitting on your shelf and it's getting dusty, the interior's going to be good. So set that there. And they also give you a decal sheet, which I don't remember the car in the movie having any of these decals on it. They do give you a gauge set, 2 different ones, a couple different license plates. I imagine you could probably make some signage or something and use these. You could be creative. I don't know. It's up to you. It's your model, your build. Boy, I think it won't stand up. Oh, I'm trying to have fun with this, guys. Trying to have fun. Here's your direction sheet. It's, if I can get it open here. All right. Well, it's pretty self-explanatory. Big pictures for those that are vision impaired like I am. Sometimes I just have trouble with the small print. It looks like it's going to be a fairly easy build, but every time I say that, I get burned by it. The last 2 kits that are in the making for the channel here, I've had problems with paint for some reason. I normally don't have any problems with paint, but these 2 kits, well, let's just say they're whooping my butt a little bit. Anyway, let's get some of these engine parts together and things like that, and we'll head on over to the paint booth and lay down some primer and start building this. I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, fellas, got a little tip here for you. Now, I took a little bit of frog tape, I cut a couple strips, and I put 2 on this side, 2 on this side of a 9/16 socket. Okay, what that does is it takes up just enough space that you can pop that wheel cover down in there. So that, the reason for that, I have some bright red paint here, and then I'm just going to layer just a nice little line of paint right around the outer edge of this wheel cover. Now, the nice thing about this, it's craft paint, as of course you guys know that I use a lot of craft paints. The craft paints will come off of areas that you don't want paint at. So if you make a mistake like I just did, you can just take a regular old Q-tip and you can correct your mistake. If you do make a mistake with this and you don't catch it initially, again, the craft paint is very forgiving. You can just take a number 10 blade. That's why I always have that number 10 blade. I use that thing for everything. And you can just very lightly scrape that craft paint off the area that you don't want it at. So we'll just continue this until I have all 4 of these wheel covers done. So we'll just do that real quick, and bam, it's done. So you don't have to do this on your kit if you don't feel comfortable doing that. You can just put them on there, just regular old straight chrome against the white walls, and that's it. Okay, fellas, I don't know why I didn't turn the camera on, but I got started on the bare metal foil tonight, and well, it's all finished, and I didn't record a minute of it, but that's all right. You get to see the end product. Now we got to put the windows in next and throw the final few steps together. So let's get started on that. Okay, fellas, here we are at the final on Christine by AMT. This car went together fairly well, but it did give me some major issues in the paint department. This paint combination, I've used this same paint, same primer, same everything on different models on other builds. Had no problems whatsoever. As far as the paint goes, the paint was fine, but as soon as I put the clear coat, which is the same clear coat I've used on other builds, as soon as I put the clear coat on it, well, the paint reacted. So I ended up having to paint this car 3 times before I got the paint right. And it's not as shiny as I normally get them. I like them a lot shinier than what this one is, but I had to fall back on an old standard, the Future floor polish for my clear coat. The paint itself was shiny, but it wasn't shiny enough for me. The Future does give it a little bit more glossy appearance, but not like I'm used to doing with my other clear coats. So this car has a lot of bare metal foil on it as well. That took me a full day just to do all the bare metal foil, and I think it turned out really well. What do you guys think? Why don't you leave a comment in the comment section below? Have any questions? Leave those down there as well. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you have already subscribed, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching Scale Auto Guys Workbench, and I'll see you on the next build.